this is definitely one of the better Transformers movies, and I'd rather watch this movie than the shitty Michael Bay sequels. That is no shit for that. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is Owen DeBrinker, and today I'm going to review the latest science fiction action film, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. This movie is the 7th Transformers movie in the franchise, and this movie is directed by Steven Caple Jr., who directed Creed 2, and this movie stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, Peter Cullen, Pete Davidson, and Ron Perlman. Optimus Prime and the Autobots take on their biggest challenge yet. When a new threat capable of destroying the entire planet emerges, they must team up with a powerful faction of Transformers known as the Maximals to save Earth. So we got a new Transformers film, guys, and of course, Transformers has been one of my biggest childhood memories, because I remember I was in prep when the first movie came out, and a lot of kids couldn't stop talking about it. I remember I was playing with my friends Transformers, and I was just like, what are Transformers? And my dad showed me a copy of the first Transformers movie, and I gotta say, guys, the first Transformers movie has been one of the biggest nostalgic impacts on my life. I still love the first Transformers movie till this day. I still think it's a fun movie, not a perfect movie, but it's supposed to be just a fun, good time. Yes, of course it has its Michael Bay-isms, but I would say the first Transformers has the most memorable Michael Bay-isms. But then the sequels just go a little bit too much with the Michael Bay-isms, with Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, Last Night especially, are terrible movies. But the thing about the Transformers franchise is that it's watchably bad because the visual effects are awesome, and when you see Transformers like kick ass, it's entertaining to watch. But this all changed with Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee is an almost great film, and I think it's one of my favorite films in the Transformers series with the first movie. So of course Transformers: Rise of the Beast could go two different ways. Steven Caple Jr. is a really talented director. I thought Creed 2 is one of the most underrated films in the Rocky series. I really enjoyed that film, and Steven Caple Jr. directed that film very, very well. So I was interested in Transformers: Rise of the Beast. I'm not expecting this movie to be a perfect movie, I want this movie to just be at least a good time. And I did have a good time with Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Is this movie the best Transformers movie? No, I still think the first movie and Bumblebee improved a lot from this movie. But I would say this is definitely one of the better Transformers movies, and I'd rather watch this movie than the shitty Michael Bay sequels. That is no shit for that. I just want to start talking about the visuals of this film, because I love the designs of the Transformers in this movie. I love that they feel like you're watching basically a Saturday night cartoon just from the designs alone, because they look like the Transformers from the cartoon shows. And I would say the visual effects look really cool. Like, the designs of the Transformers look cool. The Maximals especially look really awesome in this film. It looked great on the big screen. One of the other things I think it really improves on the Michael Bay Transformers movies are the human characters. The human characters in Rise of the Beast has its reasonings wider in this movie. Anthony Ramos in this film, I really loved him in The Heights, and I thought he does a really good job in the film, because his character in this film, you really feel for in this film. I'm not going to spoil his character because I want you to watch this film to find out, but you feel really sympathy for his character, and you basically along for a ride with his character with the Autobots in this film, and I think Anthony Ramos does a really good performance in this film. So is Dominique Fishback. I thought Dominique Fishback is a surprisingly fun character in this film, and she's not just a side character. She also has her reasonings why she's in this plot, and I thought she's really good in the film also. But also the Transformers themselves, I thought they were awesome in this film, and I think Optimus Prime in this film gets probably the most character development that I've seen him throughout the other Transformers movies. I thought Peter Cullen, once again, legendary, voices Optimus Prime very, very well. But this is the movie where you basically feel for Optimus Prime in this film, and you understand his motivation, because this movie is still a prequel to the Michael Bay movies. So Optimus doesn't really trust humans yet. So you really feel his character in this film, and I thought he has a great chemistry with the Autobots, with the characters in the film, and I think this is some of the best characterization that I've seen Optimus Prime in the live-action Transformers movies. I would also say Mirage in this film, played by Pete Davidson, is also really cool in this film. He's hilarious in this film. I think he also has a really great chemistry with Anthony Ramos in the film. I thought his character is definitely the heart of this film, and I thought Pete Davidson does a really good voiceover of this character. And also, the Maximals in this film. They're awesome in this film. Ron Perlman as Optimus Primus is badass in this film. Right when I heard that he's voicing over this character, I'm like, I'm excited. And he exceeded my expectations. Ron Perlman is always a win for me. He's a great actor, and I think he voices over Optimus Primus really freaking well in this film. The action scenes also in Transformers Rise of the Beast, it's just a total blast, especially towards the third act of this film. Man, I was literally just eating my popcorn, having a great time with the action scenes. They're filmed very, very well. The visual effects with the action scenes look very, very good. I think this is definitely a movie that you should see on the big screen, guys, because the cinematography, the action, it just looks really well on the big screen. Probably the biggest screen possible. And even the nostalgic in this movie is great. There are references from Transformers. If you're hardcore Transformers fans, you're going to know some Easter eggs in this film. And also, I would say the ending of this film, not going to spoil it, but it ends off with something where you're thinking, oh my god, you just wanted more from it. But also, guys, this film takes place in the 90s. And I would say the soundtrack in this film really helps the film, because this film has a 90s soundtrack and it completely works in the film. The soundtrack is awesome in this film. Now, once again, this is not the best Transformers movie. It's not as good as the first movie or Bumblebee. It's better than the sequels, that's for sure. But it does have issues. I would say the story of this film is basically the exact same plot that you've seen in so many Transformers movies before. You know, the Autobots had to receive this artifact before the Decepticons get it. It's basically nothing new. It's something that you've seen in a lot of Transformers movies before. It's still a story that you follow in the film, but I wish they could have done something a little bit different with this movie, to be honest with you. And I'll even say the Decepticons in this film, they're pretty forgettable. Peter Dinklage voices the villain in this film, and he's fine in this film. It's an awesome voice casting, but they didn't do really much with this villain. He's just a Transformers villain to challenge the Autobots to fight. Even the Maximals, I wish could have got a lot more character development, because they're not really that much in this film. And I think a lot of people who are Beast Wars fans will probably walk out of this movie a little disappointed, because we don't get much of the Beast in this film. And the title's called Rise of the Beast, so I wish we could have got a bit more screen time with the Beast. But overall, guys, Transformers Rise of the Beast is definitely a movie that knows exactly what it is. It's a fun popcorn movie. I would say it's one of the better Transformers movies that I've seen in a while. The visuals are awesome, the human characters are awesome, the Autobots are awesome in this film. There are some surprises, there are some really good Easter eggs in this film. This is definitely one of those films that shows a bright example of a summer blockbuster. It gives you what you want from it. Transformers Rise of the Beast overall is definitely a fun time at the movies, and I am going to give Transformers Rise of the Beast a B-. So guys, that is my review for Transformers Rise of the Beast. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like the film, hate the film, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contacting with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel now for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.